Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy and today I'll be reviewing Michishige Sayumi's final performance in the Give Me More Love tour, also known as Sayumi changes her hair a lot in this concert. Last night I watched a live stream of Michishige Sayumi's graduation concert. I missed a lot of the first part of the concert due to lag issues and I just had some internet connectivity problems, but I'm going to pick up where I started and I'll just kind of go from there, giving ratings to each one. It's either going to be a pass or a fail. My understanding is that at some point during the early portion of the concert, they announced that Mizuki is to take over the role of leader in Morning Musume 1-5, as it will be known in just a few short weeks. Sorry to all of you Team Haruna fans. It was also announced that Ikuta and Ina is to become the new sub-leader. So let's start with Do It Now, where I began in the concert tour. Do It Now is a really great song, one that I like. I like the lines, I like the distribution, but for some reason the lines were chopped up and given to different members, and so they would sing a portion of an original lyric and then somebody else would pick up that lyric from there. So I thought the distribution was a little choppy. The vocals were decent all around, but as a whole it was just kind of middle of the road for me. So I'll say pass just because I want to be nice. The updated Tokyo Koi outfits were okay. They almost looked like some kind of weird raincoat and it was whatever. I'm gonna give that one a fail. Moving on to Fantasy ga Hajimaru. I was really impressed with the vocals. Overall, this song I would say is a complete pass, and Riho's final notes at the end of the song, those high notes, I didn't know that she had that in her, so I'm impressed by her, and I'm impressed that she's improving by leaps and bounds. I'm gonna give these outfits a complete and total pass because I think the green and the purple lace meshed against the black looked really pretty and elegant, and I think it really worked well for a concert outfit. I wish updated. To be completely honest, I am not a huge fan of the updated version. The instrumentals sound really shredded, it's really bare, it sounds like the girls are singing in a tin can in the original, and I'm just not a fan. The updated version is really empty sounding and relies a lot on the vocals, which I did not particularly find strong enough to stand up against it. The girls sounded either like they were yelling into their microphones or they were whispering into them, and there was no real in-between for me. It wasn't terrible, but I'm gonna give it a fail because I don't think it was a good transition song, being next to Fantasy ga Hajimaru, which is such a fast-paced song, and then going into a screeching halt of I Wish Updated. It just didn't work for me as a transition piece. Next we have Shabba Dabba Doo, in which Sayumi was channeling some hardcore Minnie Mouse. She looked adorable, she did really great in the song, and I'm gonna give it a pass. Ego no Kimi wo Tayosa was a weird follow-up song to Shabba Dabba Doo, but I can forgive it because of these kind of cool Alice in Wonderland meets reimagined I Know Gundan outfits that the girls had on. The vocals were a little weak, especially on the high notes, but it wasn't an awful performance, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Moving on to Kare to Ishoni ga Omise ga Shitai. This was another rough transition song for me. I am not particularly fond of how pacing wasn't really considered when building this set list. It seems like we went from a really fast song to a slow song to a fast song to a slow song, and this just kind of keeps up for the first portion of the concert, and that does not really gel with me. However, the vocals were much stronger in this song and Sayumi did a fantastic job, so it gets a pass. We had an MC where Sunki dug up Yuko from the Idol retirement home, and it was nice to see her there. She looked fierce even in her yellow mom dress. Now let's talk about this medley. This medley was a weird mashup of all kinds of different things. It's a little bit like if you were to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and you just picked a little bit of everything and tried to eat it all at once. There's just too much going on, there's too many things that are there, and there wasn't enough time to savor each song. It started off with Silver Note Udedoke, which was a really great song for Riho. She was completely stable the entire time, and I'm giving her mad props for finally having developed her voice that she doesn't sound so shaky. I was not completely sold on the rap though, and I feel like the rap is such a big part of the song that I'm gonna give it a half fail and a half pass. I'm giving it a pass for Riho's astounding improvement in this song, and I'm giving it a fail because I don't think Ayumi did a really great job with that rap. Rolling into Help Me, which was a really big fail for me. The song started out weak. It was really screamy the entire time, and I was completely unimpressed with Riho, and Sakura especially really disappointed me. And I feel like on a whole, Sakura really phoned in this concert. It seemed like she just did not care and did not want to be there, and she just let her vocals kind of just be shaky and off. So Help Me gets a fail. We moved into Rene Revolution 21 updated into Rene Hunter, and I think that was a really cool, solid idea, and as a transition, it worked really well. There was something really kinetic about it, and I liked how it flowed really freely. It was a short little blurb, but I think it worked. It was a clever idea, but the vocals were incredibly strained. The thing with this current era of Morning Musume is that they're very dance-oriented, and their strength is in dance, and I think that that should have been the focal point of all of these songs, was the dance, and maybe focused a little less on the vocals, especially in songs where we're doing a really quick transition and there's very little time to enjoy one song before we're in another one. That being said though, I'm going to give these two particular pieces a pass. Next is La 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 no PPP, which I think was another weird transition song. I wish that this song had been right next to Shabba Dabba Doo a little bit earlier in the concert and not maybe lumped into this medley, but hey, I'm not the one who writes the set list. Overall, it was a good performance, I'm going to give it a pass. Next we have ABCD Icha Icha Shitai, which I really love this song, and it makes me really upset that it was such a short little portion of this medley. The vocals were pretty middle of the road, although there's not a lot to sing in this song, so it's really hard to fuck it up. It did leave me wanting more, so I'm gonna give this particular performance a fail, and that's just a fail on Sunku, not on the girls. I want more of this song, and I wish it had been longer. Wakuteka Take a Chance had the same problem where it was just not long enough. I feel like the girls are finally at a point where they can sing this song without Reina leading it and carrying it, and I feel like they were chinsed with this song and not being able to sing it in its entirety. I am completely aware that this song is kind of the new Resident Blue, where it's just played constantly and everybody's getting a little bored of it, but I think they could have done an entire version of this song and it would have been perfect. I give it a pass. Brainstorming was a complete and total pass for me. I think that this was the strongest performance that was in the entire concert up until this point. The girls' vocals were above and beyond astounding, and they all did a really great job. Next was Tsukidana Kimi ga, and this is another one of those songs that I think could have been tacked on to an earlier part of the concert and would have worked much better, or just completely eliminated from the concert and it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. It was kind of just one of those things to me where it was like, what else can we throw in here? It was kind of like Sunku was just sitting around at home and was like, yes, I can do more here! So it was a pass though. Next we have Kono Chikyu Heiwa no Honki de Negattaru n da yo, which was just a very, very short few couple lines, and I'm gonna give it a pass just because it didn't sound bad, but I want to give it a fail because it wasn't long enough. It felt unnecessary, so for that reason I'm giving it a fail. Seishun Collection was really great. This is one of those songs that I love hearing, and I think it has such a really powerful sound to it, and it can really stand up to a big arena, and so I wish that it had been longer and had been a standalone song, because this was really great and it left me wanting more. So I'm going to give it a pass purely on the grounds that it sounded good, but I would love nothing more than to give it a fail because I wish it had been longer. Love Machine Updated seemed like a really unimportant, pointless blip into this medley, so I'm going to give it a fail. The vocals weren't bad, I just think it was unnecessary. And we ended this whole hot mess medley with Give Me Love, which I am so happy that they did because I was worried that they weren't going to include this in the concert, even though it was in the concert title. So I'm glad that this song got included. Masaki did a fantastic job, and I think she was the standout member. And I wish that she had gotten more lines in this entire medley, because hearing her voice in Give Me Love really made me have so much hope for her as a future lead vocalist. She's improving so much, and I love hearing her voice, and I think that she did a really great job. She was the winner in this medley. The black and white plaid outfits that they were wearing for the medley were really fierce, and I think that the designer for this particular concert did a really great job, with the exception of the Tokyo Koei outfits, which I do not think were any good. And I think that the pink throwback Rival Survival outfits were also really pretty and elegant in like a really weird way, and so I think that those were definite passes. Next we move into Sayami's introduction song, which was Shabondama. I'm really glad that this song was included in the tour. The lines were divided really well, everybody sounded great. I personally think though that Kudo was the standout member, and she was the one that gets all the praise. This song definitely gets a pass. Next we have 1, 2, 3, which I think was generically impressive. There was nothing really great about it. There was nothing really awful about it that made me think this is different from other performances that I've heard of this song. It was just kind of there. The vocals, however, were really strong and the girls seemed like they were having a lot of fun with it, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Next we have Be Alive. To be honest with all of you, I despise this song. It's probably one of my least favorite songs that Tsunku has ever written, but I think that the girls did a really great job, and Sakura, who really seemed to phone it in through this entire concert, really stepped it up for this particular song. Next we have Mika Eri Bijin, which I think was a really great addition into this particular concert. Sayumi looked beautiful, all the girls looked great. I wish that Sayumi's outfit had been a little bigger compared to the girls who were very plain looking in this performance. But Sayumi's tears during this song broke my cold little dead heart, and so I'm gonna give it a pass. I also really love that the new generation of girls joined them, even if they didn't sing anything. They didn't play Never Forget during the graduation messages, and I was a little confused by that. There was a moment where Sayumi had gotten down on the ground, and some people are saying that maybe from an injury that she had. Some people are saying she may have just been overwhelmed with tears, but there was a moment during the live stream where the lights just went black and there was no real explanation. They just kind of moved right on from it without explaining what exactly happened. And I really want to know what happened in that moment, why Sayumi went down to the ground. Who knows? I'm completely unfamiliar with Sayumi's graduation song that she had, but I think she did a really great job, and that flower dress was beautiful. That flower dress gets all the praise, all the passes, all the loves. It was this beautiful floral print on the top, and then from like the waist down there was just flowers and roses, a beautiful gown, and it was just everything. She was absolutely stunning. Next we have Aruiteru, and it was so nice to have the original version. The updated version is fun, but the original is so much more befitting of Sayumi, so I'm glad that they used that version instead of the new one. We ended the concert with Happy Daisakusen. This is one of my favorite songs of the new era of Morning Musume, and I'm really glad that it was included in the concert ending, and I think it was a really nice way to wrap up the entire tour. I said at the beginning that the first part of the concert really seemed like pacing was not taken into consideration, where it seemed like after the medley there was a lot more attention to the pacing of the concert, and I feel like it flowed really well after that bulky medley. Also, Sayumi's hair was absolutely flawless this entire concert, and considering how many times that she changed her hair, I think she looked great at the end, and it didn't look like there was one hair out of place. So I'm definitely gonna give a pass to Sayumi's hair. Her hair was probably the thing that I was living for most in this concert. And that VTR at the end with all the girls sitting at the couch together and one by one leaving, and then Sayumi closing her book of Morning Musume days, that just, it really finalized everything for me, and it really made me feel like this era of Morning Musume, this one that I love so much, the platinum era, is really over now that Sayumi's gone, and it's really solidified that the new generation and the new era has begun somehow. So that was a really cool VTR. I'm glad that they did it, and I think it was a really great choice to end and wrap up that concert. That has been my review of the Give Me More Love concert final with Sayumi graduating. Let me know what your thoughts were on any of the songs that were included if you got to watch the live stream. I think the DVD is supposed to come out sometime in February from what I was reading, so if any of you did not get to see it last night, I'm sure you'll get to see it at some point in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!